Yo, what's going on, everybody? Back again, Derek here. Welcome back. If you've tapped in here before, welcome for the first time. If you are new to the channel, if you are new, my name is Derek. Welcome. I appreciate you joining. Appreciate you either watching this live or hopping in after the fact. Covering everything wholesaling real estate on this channel, specifically virtual wholesaling real estate, as that's what I'm doing. Currently live in California, sourcing opportunity out in Houston, Texas. So if you're in Houston or just the Houston metro area, the surrounding cities, and you are doing deals out there as well, either physically or virtually, feel free to connect. What's going on, Jared? Wanted to hop on today, do a little bit of calling, hop on the dialer. If you're watching this as well after the fact and you want to just skip past all the mumbo jumbo and you want to just get straight to when I make my first contact, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to leave a timestamp in the description of when I make my first contact on the dialer. It usually takes me 10 15 minutes to get in the swing and things. So wanted to do that for you guys, just in case anybody again watches this after the fact and doesn't want to watch all this intro and all that good stuff. It's good stuff, but I understand where you're coming from, where you just want to just start listening to me hop on the phone. First contact. Yeah, I mean, I really didn't want to waste any time. Nothing else to do. I finished this morning, did a little bit more driving for dollars, got my list up to 363. I'm going to try to push that upwards of 500 before the end of the week so that I can get those skip traced and into my texting platform by Monday. So yeah, and I got a few campaigns that I can call through. Live update feed for this table is currently paused. Click resume to continue updating. I don't know what that means, but I use CallTools as my dialer, so I'm on CallTools right now. Anybody who uses CallTools or is thinking about using CallTools, I'd love to connect with you. Leave me a comment and let me know if you either currently use CallTools or if you're considering using CallTools. I know it's kind of a beast. It's a lot of moving parts in it, so I'd love to connect with people who already use it for my sake to see if I may be able to do something a little bit more efficiently or um, save some time here and there on how many lines you're calling off of, what do your live filters look like, what do your sales funnels look like. These are all things, all the moving parts essentially on the back end of the CallTools dialer. And for somebody who's considering switching, I'd love to connect with you as well, just to kind of um, spit off some of the things that I was just saying and kind of let you know what to expect. Because I definitely jumped in head first when I switched over to CallTools. I used to use Mojo Dialer. Mojo is a lot simpler than CallTools, I'll tell you that much. Learning curve is much greater on CallTools, but I feel like I've at least wrapped my head around it a little bit. So I'd love to connect with somebody who's just considering as well. So I'm gonna hop in. I got pretty much 3 campaigns. I got 4 properties on this list right here. I'm just gonna blow through it real quick, see if I can get somebody on the phone. I highly doubt it, but pull my script out. I really, to be honest, don't use my script. It's more so if if I get a lead hot enough, I use it just for kind of reference. If the conversation furthers beyond the initial introduction and they express either interest in selling or at least want to learn a little bit more to the point where I'm able to pre-qualify them, I will use my script. I'm not reading my script. I'm more so just kind of glancing down to remind myself of what questions to ask or where I want to take the conversation. Right. So I'm sure you've heard all of the pros, especially, Brent Daniels over at TTP talk about the 4 pre-qualifying pillars that you really want to get out of your seller when you're trying to pre-qualify them on the phone, on the initial cold call or texting or whatever, to be able to determine whether or not it's a true lead that could use your help or that's interested in the cash offer. Those 4 pillars being the condition of the property, the timeline in which they want to sell it, the price at which they want to sell it at or would accept rather, and the the motivator, the motivating factor. What's their motivation? What is prompting them to want to sell it off market direct to seller? Is the condition of the property really bad? Is that what's motivating them? The fact that they can't sell it on market? Was there a death in the family? Do they have to relocate? Did they get a new job? Did they, so many different reasons as to why they could be motivated to just sell quick for cash. But those are the four things you kind of want to figure out, and that's what I'm glancing down at my script to kind of remind myself of. Okay, when I'm in the section of pre-qualifying them on the condition, what do I need to kind of uncover? Whether or not the roof is older or newer. If it has central AC, it's kind of a big thing out in Houston. It seems like, if the property's ever flooded, again, another kind of Houston specific question. Whether or not they experienced any plumbing or electrical issues with the recent snowstorms, the recent freezes, again, Houston specific. But in general, the condition of the roof, if there's any foundation repairs needing to be done, what type of work has been done to the kitchen and bathrooms in recent years, that type of stuff, so that you can generally place it into like one of three categories of rehab: a light rehab, average rehab, or heavy rehab. And then I go to motivation, why they're interested in selling. Typically, if they're a hot enough lead and you're talking and digging deep enough on the condition, they may even just tell you why they want to sell it. They may tell you the motivation. So that's another kind of thing that I would point out. When I first started off, I was definitely asking questions that they already said, right? Because I'm reading off the script. So kind of be cognizant of that. If they're telling you why they want to sell, don't ask them a moment later why they want to sell. Uh, Try to kind of put the pieces of the puzzle together while you're on the phone. And that comes with experience, that comes with repetition, and that comes with just the awareness of actually hearing what they're saying and not being so overly consumed and focused on what it is that you're going to say next, right? And that, again, it comes with experience and practice and repetition. I still do all those things. And again, I always mention this on every video. I never intended for this to be like crazy educational, because I'm still starting off myself. I have done two deals, so I've seen something from cold call to the closing table two times. So I know that I have a little bit of something to offer to those who may just be starting off in the industry and the business, but by no means do I want to come across as like, this is how you should be doing things, because I'm learning stuff every day. Um, and then after the motivation, I'm kind of just going to script now. After the motivation, I tell myself to dig deeper, right? Ask a few more questions that digs deep into that motivation, that actually kind of has them resurface their pain, right? So some of those questions look like, how long have you been thinking about selling? How long has this been going on? When did all of this start? Right. So they're kind of general, but you're able to tailor it towards their specific reason. Why? Right. So if I want to sell because the property is just fallen into such disrepair. I don't have the money. Oh man, how long has it been in this condition? How long has that been going on? How much money you think it would take to remodel? Again, I'm not asking all of these questions for every person. I'm kind of picking and choosing which ones apply for their specific situation. So for that example of somebody who the property is in such disrepair and they don't have the money, oh man, how much money do you think it would take to remodel it? Oh, it's going to take me, 50,000, and I'd only really be comfortable spending 5 or 10 at this point in my life. How long has it been vacant? What do you do? What do you plan to do if you don't sell it? Stuff like that. And then the timeline, if we can put something together and we can agree on something, how quick are you looking to sell it? Oh, ASAP. Right. And then I transition into the amount owed. Right. So I let them know that we can pay cash, but we wouldn't be able to cover anything like outstanding mortgage balance, any unpaid taxes or liens. Just off the top of your head, does anything like that need to be paid off? Yeah, I do have a mortgage balance. Okay. Do you have a rough idea of how much is left to be paid on that? Oh, 50,000. And then what I like to do is then transition into, okay, so after we pay off that 50,000, how much would you want to walk away with? And it's kind of like a backdoor question to asking them what their asking price is, without asking them their asking price. Um, because you'll find, or I've found, that people are a little bit more reasonable when they're talking about, well, I want to walk away with 10,000. Somebody, I've found, again, me personally, that people are a little bit more unrealistic or unreasonable when they're telling you their asking price for the property itself. But when you break it down like that, kind of bite-sized pieces, and now you're asking them, well, what do you want your check to look like when we close at the closing table? Then they're like, they don't feel as comfortable being as greedy, right? Oh, I'd be okay with walking away with 5 to 10,000. So that's what I like to do, and then I take the conversation from there. If it's something reasonable, I will try to negotiate with them on the spot. If not, I will ask to do my research, do my homework, and try to set a follow-up call. And that's my cold call script. And then I have a page of all my objections just in case they pop up. But that's that. That's what's going on with that one. Now I'm going to hop into this 60 plus years of age, absentee owned in hot zip codes. I'm not really feeling this list anymore. There's about 275 properties left on it. I'll try to just blow through it within the next hour, hour and a half here. Um, Not really feeling it anymore. The type of people who are answering or have been answering on this list are a little bit, they've been beat up. They've clearly been called. Whereas when I first called through this list, which is going to happen, on any list, but when I first called through this, I was getting a lot of favorable responses and people willing to have a conversation with me. That's really why I want to get some fresh data in here, or at least get past these campaigns so that I can start calling my other campaigns, like my driving for dollar and my no SMS response campaign. Everybody that I've tried texting but never texted me back. That's probably not going to be the hottest of lists to call to either, because if they were interested in selling, they probably would have texted me back. But you never know. That it may just not be their preferred form of communication. That's what I'm operating under the assumption of, at least, is that everybody who didn't text me back only didn't text me back because they wanted me to call them. Right. Hello? Hey, Mr. Oldfield? Hello?
What do you need?
Hey, yeah, this is Derek. I was calling about a property I believe you own on Rolling Terrace Drive.
Yeah, I'm not interested in selling. I wish you'd remove my name from your list.
Okay, I can go ahead and do that for you. I appreciate you taking the call.
Bye.
First contact out of the way. Now I'm rolling. Got a few texts coming in from the batch of people that I texted on Tuesday. So they get texted over the course of the first 3 days. So today's the third day of the campaign. The campaign lasts 20 days, where they get sprinkled some texts and some ringless voicemails every couple days, 5 to 7 days towards the end of the campaign there. But excuse me, I kind of gave one out on day 3, asking them if they had an idea of how much they wanted for the property. And I find that I get a pretty good response rate to that, whether it be, I get a lot of numbers. I get a lot of people texting me back numbers, like their asking price. A majority of them are unrealistic. Like somebody just texted me back $1.5 million. And just for those who don't know, the price points that I'm working are like 400,000 max ARV, right? I kind of know whether or not they're being realistic or not. And at that, on the third day as well, they've already gotten texted 3 days. So some people at that point realize that, okay, this guy's not going to stop texting me if I don't tell him that I'm not interested, or So I get a lot of response on day 3 because it's the third day in a row that I'm contacting them and I'm asking them for a number, which kind of gives them an out, right? Like, yeah, I'll sell if you sell me, if you pay $1 million for it. It's like, okay, now I can go ahead and remove them from my campaign. I don't want to have to waste any more money texting them because they're clearly not interested. That's kind of my favorite day of the campaign was day 3. Yeah, so I don't know how many lines I'm dialing off of right now. It's maybe 4, if I remember correctly. Hello?
You have reached 704.
So at this rate, if nobody answers, I can burn through like 10 properties a minute. Um, maybe like 10 properties every like minute and a half. Dialing off of five lines, it looks like. So I should be able to get through the rest of these 240 within like the next 45 minutes to an hour. Especially if I get some good leads here. But you can tell, like I said, that last guy, you can tell the list is beat up at this point. I'm clearly not the only person that called that guy. And I'm kind of done overthinking the whole cold calling thing. I think I used to, I mean, I still do kind of like nit. Hello?
At
Hello?
the tone, please record your message. When you
Kind of nitpick about like how it is I'm saying certain things or, what I should be saying in response. Like I'm just at this point focused on having conversations in volume. Um, I'm going not to say that I'm not going to try to implement some type of you know phone skills while I'm on the phone, but it just kind of by taking a step back and seeing it for what it is. Like I need to just, I don't need to be trying to make every phone call that I do have stretch for as long as possible. I know that I again should be milking it for what it's worth, but at this point, I'm kind of going after the low hanging fruit. So um, if they're not interested, or at least, I mean, yeah, if they're not interested, I'm gonna go ahead and pass on. But um, for the people who are like wishy washy or don't really know, maybe kind of 6 months from set a follow up if I'm gonna set a follow up, but just go on to the next. At this point, what I'm trying to say is I'm really trying to prioritize and focus on just having more conversations as opposed to higher quality conversations with the few people that I do talk to. And I know that's just gonna come from me sitting here with more fresh data in there. Hello? Just missed them. That's frustrating. Kind of why I don't like CallTools, to be honest. It's like the only gripe I have with it is that it's a predictive dialer, so it's determining whether or not it was a real person that picked that phone up. I'm sure what we missed was him saying hello, hello.
Leave your name and phone.
And then here it is patching me through to all these voicemails anyways. So I don't know. But to finish my thought, what it's doing is it's trying to determine, is this a voicemail or is this a real human? And then after the software itself, CallTools makes that determination, then they will either patch it through to me because they thought it was a human, or they will not patch it through to me because they determined that it was a voicemail. Now, on the back end, I get to decide how quickly the system makes that determination, whether it be slow, normal, or fast. If I select slow, then the likelihood of them patching me through to a voicemail accidentally is going to be very low. But I have it at fast because I want them to patch me through to the humans as fast as possible. And it doesn't matter to me if I get a couple voicemails here and there. I can just go ahead and hang up. But even with fast, as you just saw, it's still going to take a couple of seconds for the system to make that determination. I don't know if it has anything to do with my internet speed. I'm sure it probably does a little bit, but I don't know. Again, all this is irrelevant. I just need to have more conversations. I saw the 2 deals that I have done. I saw that both of my buyers finished the renovation, and both of them were under contract on market to sell last week. Pretty cool to see the final product. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Randall?
Yes.
Randall, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on RV Mayfield Drive.
Yep. Sold it.
Ah, okay. I'm late. Well, while I have you, would you happen to have any others you might consider selling?
Well, I got one that's tenant occupied. I don't know if you're into tenant occupied or not, but I've got one that's got a long-term tenant in there. It's the last one I got.
Possibly. Do you mind providing the address?
You can call me back if you're not ready to offer at least 210,000.
210's the magic number, huh?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. I can go ahead and take a look. And you said 4307, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually a 4-bed.
Uh-huh.
It'll show us a 3-bedroom.
Okay, 4-bed. How many baths is there?
2 full baths.
2. Okay. And you said the tenant, they were a long-term tenant, but are they on an annual or a month-to-month lease right now?
Month to month.
Okay. All right. If I could kind of be in that ballpark there of what you're asking, how quickly would you want to get it done?
No, tomorrow.
Tomorrow. All right. Okay, this is what I'll do. I'll kind of do a little bit of homework in the area. I'll run the numbers, and if it seems like I may be able to be up where you're asking, I'll be sure to give you a call back. Does that sound good?
Okay, the other one you called on at 3526 Mayfield Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I just sold, and it's about 2 blocks away. Sold it for 208.
Okay.
Last month.
Okay.
Closed in January.
Perfect. And do you do the renovation yourself, or are these rentals for you?
They're rentals. Yeah.
Okay.
And yes, I do renovations on my own.
Perfect.
Way too many of them. That's why I'm getting rid of everything. I'm 72, and it's time to get out of this.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. This one at 4307, does it need any kind of major or minor repairs right now?
I don't know about minor repairs, but there's no major repairs necessary. I
Okay.
replaced the central heat unit in it last year, and I replaced the air conditioning system 2 years ago.
Okay.
All brick, so there's no paint necessary. Roof's in good condition.
Okay. That was going to be my next question. How old is that roof there?
Yeah, it was only a couple of years old when I bought it 10 years ago, so we're pushing 15.
Okay. Okay. And this is something that I've been kind of asking. No issues with the recent, freezes to the plumbing or the electrical or anything like that?
What?
I said,
I'm sorry, you're breaking.
I'm sorry.
You're breaking up.
I was just asking if you experienced any issues with like the electrical or the plumbing, due to the recent freezes.
Nope.
No.
No,
Okay.
as a matter of fact, my long-term tenant is a plumber, so there were no issues
Oh,
there at all.
perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. All right. So yeah, what I'll do, I'll kind of run my numbers, and I'll be sure to get back a hold of you. Is this the best number for you?
Yep, it's the only number for me.
All right. Perfect. I just want to take that down, and you can expect to hear back from me, within the next few days if it makes sense for us.
All right, Derek, thank you very much. And if you want to text me, I do text all day long. So
Okay. All right.
that works
Perfect.
also.
Perfect. Perfect. All right. I
All right.
appreciate you taking the call. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks. Okay.
Bye now. Hey. What? Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It may be unreasonable. Solid lead. Yeah, it's a lead for sure. Somebody worth running the numbers for. The Zestimate's 198. He's asking 210. That's why I kind of started to dismiss myself from the phone conversation in the beginning, was because of his demeanor about it. Says pretty much, if I don't offer 210, don't call back. Place sounds like it's in good shape, but he's had a tenant in there. I think he said 3 years, or he just said long-term tenant. It just wasn't. Again, this is a good lead for sure. Somebody who I'll run the numbers for, but in terms of somebody who is wanting and needing my help to sell, it's not really a low-hanging fruit. But he's old. He's done with the rentals. That's what he said. So kind of take notes on that. He gave me the address that I called him on, asking 210K. Sold. And he's asking 210 because he just sold another one of his rentals around the block for 208. 4-bed, 2-bath, 2-month tenants, long-term tenants, wants to sell ASAP. No major repairs needed. Yeah, like I didn't ask about the kitchen and bath. That was the only thing that I regret not asking, because that's going to determine whether or not it's just a cosmetic or like an average rehab there. No major repairs needed. AC 2 years old. Roof about 15 years old. No plumbing, electrical issues, as tenant is plumber. Seller is 72 years old and ready to get out of the rental business. Set a note for myself to run numbers tonight. And if it seems like I could be somewhere in the ballpark, I will put him tomorrow. Contact made. I'm marking him as a follow-up. It could be a warm lead in my books. wants to sell ASAP. Um, I got his motivation, which is a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. You just kind of, in having casual conversation, they are probably going to tell you why they want to sell. In his case, he's getting older and he's probably done managing it. He said it himself. He does all the repairs to the properties. Hello?
Yes.
Hey, John.
Yeah.
John, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey,
Yes.
this is a bit random
Yeah,
here, John, but I was giving you a call about a property I believe you own on Linda Lane.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call. Wanted to see if you'd ever accept an offer on your property there. You ever considered selling?
I get a lot of calls. I'm gonna probably think about it. Yeah. But you know, do you know what is the price you want to offer me?
No, I don't have a number in mind. We have some cash on hand and we can close fairly quickly. We would just need to learn a
Yeah.
little bit about the condition of the property. Do you have a few minutes?
Oh, you are with the real big company, right? Yeah, I remember it now.
No, I'm not with a real big company. It's really just me and a few partners here, kind of mom and pop, to be honest.
Mhm.
And we're looking to pick up, 1 to 2 more properties, probably within the next 30 to 60 days. And again, we
Me
can.
too. Me too. Because if I sell this one, I have to get another couple of them.
Sure, sure. So do you hold them for rentals, or are you looking to
Yeah,
fix and
I
flip some of
rent
them?
or rentals or flip it. I'm a
Okay.
real estate broker and the mortgage broker.
Oh, okay.
And I come across a lot of people.
Yeah, I bet.
So I was
Okay.
just in a meeting, my mortgage meeting, and they were saying the prices are not going to come down.
Yeah,
It will
definitely.
go up.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
market's very hot right now. Well, let me ask, if you were to kind of part ways with Linda Lane for all of, the convenience of cash and quick close, did you have a number that you'd be hoping to walk away with?
Well, I had told these people the one they are living in there around 295 or so.
Mm-hmm.
But if any offer, cash offer, so we get done with it. If you want to.
Sure.
So I buy there if you are living in the neighborhood or I don't know if you're out of state or what.
Sure. Yeah,
But,
I got you. So 295 is the magic number. Does the place, need any type of major repairs, like the roof or the foundation?
no major work. No major work.
Okay.
But I had done, like I may have told you when you called me before, for the new roof, AC was done, uh, tiles, and a lot of the paint and everything was done inside.
Okay.
But if you give me a decent offer, I may consider. I have a renter. They want me to help them something else, rental property or whatever. So I'm
And
going to look for them. Yeah, go ahead.
sure. No, I was just going to ask. You had said that you did all the work to the inside as well. Did you, in recent years, have you renovated like the kitchen and the bathrooms?
Some of it, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like if you're in the neighborhood or whatever, drive by, give me a cash offer, so we don't have to go through loan and all that.
Definitely don't want to waste your time. I know you were saying 295. Is kind of the number you were telling your tenants there, but that you may consider something a little less for a cash offer if we can just get it done. If we could come to an agreement, how quickly would you want to sell?
Well, first I want to make sure that these people will find something. We are looking.
Right.
So once I help them find, they have found something close by. So we are going to look at it probably today. But you can give me a call tomorrow if you want to.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is
Darren?
Derek.
Derek. Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
I wanted
go
to mention, that's definitely something that we would consider as well when it comes to, buying properties with tenants in them. By no means are we in the business of, kicking anybody out on the street. So we can definitely assist in that regard as well. But wanted to ask you,
move because there seems to have a problem with the neighborhood or whatever. I don't know. Not the neighbors. It's the neighbors have some crazy problem or something.
Okay. These tenants that are in there right now, are they on a month-to-month lease or are they kind of on a long-term lease?
No, they have good terms with them, so I can tell them anytime to leave.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask.
Yeah, good.
I know you said
Good.
290,
Yeah.
295 for the tenants. Well, what kind of discount are you gonna give Derek? What's the
Not
best number that you can do for me?
not yet. Not yet anything. Give me your offer, cash offer. Let me know. See how I can look at it.
Got it. All right. Is this the best number to get a hold of you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well,
perfect.
I will not be here for a while. Next 2-3 hours. I'm going to go with them to show some homes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have to go see my mechanic and stuff. But we can consider. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll probably run the numbers on this one later today, so I may be giving you a call or a text within the next few days. Does that sound good?
Yeah, that sounds good.
All
You
right.
can text me on the same line. I don't know which number you call me,
Yeah, yeah.
but this is mobile or leave me a message or whatever. Okay. I was just in a meeting, real estate and the mortgage,
Sure.
and there are people were talking. Of course, I've been in the business for a long time,
Mm-hmm.
since '86,
Oh, wow. Okay.
and yeah. So
So you've seen it all.
properties have gone different price range, different, uh, you know, different direction,
Right, right.
So, but I might consider. I may say no.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And I completely understand if it's not for you, but I at least want to be able to
Yeah.
get you an offer. So I'll be giving you a call within the next few days.
Sure, I can keep this in the back of the burner at this time, but it's nothing is closed.
Sure,
So,
absolutely.
let me know if I'm not there. Text me or leave me a message or whatever.
All right, will do. I appreciate your time, John. Have a good day.
Thank you, Deb. Bye bye.
Uh, Same situation as the last guy. His estimate on this one is 238. He's asking 295, which probably is ARV in the area, to be honest. He's not lying. Asking 295K from Tennessee. Almost every single property. I mentioned this before on the channel, but every property that I comp, and I feel very confident in my ability to comp these properties, is like 50 up to 75, 80,000 plus this estimate. So what he's asking probably is ARV, and that's what he was asking his tenants. I don't know if he caught that. He said he may consider less if it's a cash offer and he could just be done with it. No major work needed. Tenants sounds like are month to month because he mentioned they are willing to leave. He is actually working with them to find a new place to move to. It sounds like he's selling, right? It's just whether or not he's going to go ahead and do it the traditional route or take a cash offer, which is, again, kind of somebody who doesn't need my help. And when presented with a cash offer is going to be much lower than what he's going to be able to get if he just wants to go ahead and jump through the hoops of selling it on market. He's a broker himself, so he knows that. This is somebody who I may just not waste my time. I'm gonna make him an offer, but you know what I mean. If he says no up front, I'm not gonna follow up with him. New roof, AC in recent years. Some work done to kitchen, baths, which probably means none. I don't know what some work. Wants cash offer to see. Follow up. Calendar event, same thing. Run comps tonight. If it makes sense, follow up tomorrow. Contact made on the next. Saw Lee. What about Redfin? Yeah, willing to sell, no real motivation. Indian's funny. Yeah, John sounds like the man. But yeah, nice place. This one. On this one. Redfin on that one was 230, which was actually about 10,000 less than what Zillow's saying. See what HAR says. 170 is what it appraised for last year. So I wouldn't be anywhere near 295, that's for sure. Probably not even above 200. I got pictures up here though on HAR from whenever he rented it out last. Pretty basic, rent ready. Very basic for anybody who's wanting to fetch top dollar on the market. Hello?
Hello,
Hi, is this Ms. Zale?
this is Dr. Sales office.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking to get a hold of Mr. Zale, but I think I might have dialed the wrong number. I don't want to catch him at work.
Okay,
I'm sorry about that.
that's okay.
Bye now. For anybody interested or wondering, I mentioned it a few times, but I'm not going to call somebody at their place of work an unsolicited call. The guy owns an office of whatever sorts, and his receptionist is answering the phone for him. So I'm not going to go have her, hey, can you go pass the phone to him? Like, just so that he can tell me to go pound sand, like it's one thing to call somebody unsolicited, random, out of the blue, and ask them if they want to, sell their property to me. But a whole other thing to call them at their place of work to do just that same thing. It's like not, in my opinion, not appropriate. But to each his own. If you want to go ahead and do that, do it. I'm not going to stop you. But that's the approach that I'm taking with that there. Pictures on this one, again, very basic, rent ready for sure, but anybody wanting to get top, it has a pool. Anybody who wants top dollar is going to have to replace everything. Maybe not like the roof or do foundation repairs, anything like that, but they're going to have to drop in new countertops in the kitchen, replace flooring throughout, new vanities in the bathroom, just everything. It's going to be an average remodel for this place. Is just barely under 1,500 square feet. Let's just assume that ARV is what he's asking, 295.
Leave your name and phone number after.
I would be under 200. Probably like 190, 195 max, 200 max if I wanted to take a really small assignment. But again, that's under the assumption that ARV is what he's asking, which is like, what was it, 60,000, about over his estimate. But again, I'm gonna run the comps later. I'm not gonna put it past the fact that is the case. It may even be pushing 300 plus. Let's just say it gets upwards of like 315. Probably want to be at like 15 max. Nowhere close to what he's asking again at the 295 from his tenants, but it just depends on what he's looking for. What's going on, everybody? See a couple people hopping in here. Appreciate you guys for tapping in. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Not going to force you to subscribe, but please do like it at least. It's that free entry fee for you guys. Really helps out the channel. I do have a goal for myself, though. What did I say? 250 subscribers by the end of Q1, which is in about 6 weeks. So it's a push for sure, but I can definitely get there if you guys help me out. ahead and kind of disposition all of these text replies that I'm getting. It don't look like I got anything favorable, but about 160 people left in this campaign here. Hopefully I can get like 10 contacts out of it. What I'm doing right now, somebody texts me 350,000 for their property. Their estimate is 163, but I know that there's a lot of new construction going on in the area, so much so that the values of the lot actually exceed the value of the home that sits on top of it, meaning that a builder, somebody who's going to build new construction, would assign greater value to the land itself if they have the opportunity to build a new, structure on top of it. There's a lot of townhomes going up in the area. Hello?
Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Lanning?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, sorry, I know this is a bit random here, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Folklore Way.
I don't own that anymore.
Oh, okay. Maybe late to the party here. While I have you, would you happen to have any that you'd be interested in selling at the moment?
No, I don't think.
No. Okay. Well, completely understand. I appreciate you taking the call.
Okay.
All right, bye now. I don't know if I finished my thought there, but essentially they're building $1 million townhomes in the area. Some of these properties that should have, I don't want to say should have, that's not right, but yeah, if you guys have ever seen the Disney movie Up, it's like that exact situation where the old man refuses to sell his house and he has the last house and there's just a bunch of condos and apartments going up around him, all new construction. He has the last old house and he refuses. That's kind of what these people are. That's who they are, right? They see what's going on, all the gentrification in the area, all these townhomes being put up that are being sold for $1 million, and if the townhome's selling for $1 million plus in the middle of the community, I may find a buyer that's willing to pay, $250,000 for the lot itself. So, and in this case, if I were to remodel his house and resell it, ARV may be 250, if that. What was this estimate? 163. ARV is probably under 200, to the point where I would have to be offering him like something just north of 100 max. Probably maybe even less, depending on the condition of the place. Hello?
Hello?
Hey, Miss Walker?
Who's this?
Hi, this is Derek. Hey, sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Green Lawn Drive.
Yeah, I'm on a do not call list.
Oh, okay. She hung up. Uh, yeah, so again, hopefully that makes sense. So I'm trying to assess and determine in which areas that I drive for dollars virtually, if that's the case. Because again, what he's asking is like twice his estimate, but it may just be a little bit more than what I'd be able to offer him for the value of the land itself. If I can find a builder who's willing to pay what I think that they'd be willing to pay. Based off of my self education, what I'm gathering is people, in these areas where there's a lot of gentrification, a lot of new build, new construction going on within the communities, they may be willing to pay upwards of 30% for the lot, or for the property, less, however it's going to take to demo the existing structure if it's not already just a vacant build ready piece of land. Um, so again, if that's the case, right? If homes are going for 1 million, townhomes are going for 1 million, and I got just a vacant lot for that builder, they may pay me up towards a 300 for the contract, to the point where all I needed to do is get it underneath that, right? Where his estimate on this is 163. As long as the size of the lot makes sense and it's attractive to a builder, I may be able to offer him upwards of 275. You know what I mean? Um, 250, 275 comfortably for both an opportunity to make a big assignment fee, um, or a small one, but giving myself enough room there to find a buyer.
Reached. Right, kid.
So that's what I'm trying to do now. Just kind of scan the zip code and determine where exactly these townhomes are going up. Because if they're like across town, then I'm not going to bother. But
Hello?
hi, Miss Herrera.
Huh?
Hi, this is Derek. Hey, no, this is
I'm doing pretty good. This Bubby? Huh?
Hmm?
Is this Bubby?
No, this is Derek.
Huh?
This is Derek. I was. Am I speaking with Miss Herrera?
What you say?
Am I speaking with Miss Herrera?
No, that's the
Oh,
wrong number.
I'm sorry about that. That was weird. I thought she was trying to throw me off with the voicemail machine at first. Lorenz, what market are you in? I'm in Houston Metro. So I market to Harris County, Montgomery County, and Fort Bend County specifically. I'll explore opportunities outside of those counties for sure as well, but those are the ones that I'm like driving for dollars virtually in, pulling lists when I do pull lists. Jared, yeah, I don't know. That one threw me off, man. I went back and forth on that phone call, not knowing if I should say something, because I don't want to make myself out to be a fool. So I'm gonna go sold within the year. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, is this Mr. or Miss Albie?
Hello?
Hi there, is this Mr. Albie?
Yeah, who is this?
Hey, this is Derek. No, this is a bit random, but I wanted to give you a call about a property I believe you own on Weyburn Grove Drive.
Oh, we're not interested.
Oh, okay. Completely understand. While I have you, would you happen to have any others you might be interested in selling?
No, sir, I'm sorry.
No, okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Bye.
Really hard to flip to these tabs, especially with CallTools and how it's kind of connecting me to the phone call a few seconds late. I try my best to be on the tab when they answer the phone. so that I can adjust them real quickly. You guys can probably even hear, you can hear the beep a little bit, very faintly, when the call connects. And you can kind of like sense when I'm flipping through tabs, and it takes me, even if it takes me like, honestly, like 1 second to say their name or at least address them. I feel like there's a pretty big, long, awkward pause, especially because they've already been on the phone waiting. So what I'm doing to try to figure out if there is a construction in the area which may justify me being able to go up to his asking price is I'm pulling his section up on Redfin. I'm kind of mapping it out so I don't cross any roads or anything like that. And then once I have the area that I'm looking at, all I do is say, show me sold homes, townhomes, multifamily that was built minimum of 2018, 2019, meaning that it was built within the last 3 to 4 years, and sold within the last 2 years. And then the last kind of filter that I need to put is just the size of the lot, because that's going to determine whether or not they're going to be able to build a comparable property on this lot compared to the one that they just sold. So the size of this lot is half an acre. There's a little bit more that goes into it. It's like, how is that half acre positioned on the street? Is it just a half acre? They may only be able to build one building with a huge backyard, or you know what I mean? Or if it was spread horizontally. I haven't gone through the process. I kind of know what I have to do. You have to look up like your county's codes, like how the land is coded and what you're even able to build on the land. And then with those codes, associated with those codes are specific parameters in which a builder is able to build new construction. So it will break it down, and you get that on like your county website or whatever. That gives you kind of like an index of your codes, and it'll break it down to the point where it's like you need at least 10 feet of clearance between the street and the front door. You need, 8 feet of clearance in between your next door neighbor or, the side fence. So depending on how it's coded and where it's positioned and how that lot is positioned is going to determine what type of structure you can actually build on it. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, that's something that I've really never embarked on myself. I've watched somebody else do it, my old coach. So I know that that's kind of what's necessary in order to get down to the nitty gritty to truly determine if it's going to be attractive to a new construction builder. But I've never dealt with land myself. I just go for the quick comp. Show me anything minimum of a half acre that was built, no matches. So nothing in the area in the zip code was built 2019 or newer, sold within the last. Hello? Hey, Donald?
Yes, what's up?
Donald, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, I know this is a bit random here, but I was giving you a call about a property I believe you own on Leader Street.
Yeah, 5.7 million. My wife's selling it right now.
You said 5.7, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know you're interested, so no, don't waste my time, okay?
Appreciate you taking the call. Have a good one. Hot here. Don't waste my time. All right. I was over here taking notes. 5.7 million. I do that just habitually. I knew that wasn't a reasonable price, or that he was clearly not serious. But it's just funny how I will habitually take notes just on things that are said on the phone. And I wrote down 5.7 mil. as if I was gonna like refer back to that. Oh. Yeah. So no, I mean, okay. So here's one. It crosses a major road, 1.1 million. Probably about a mile away. This is not a comp. 1 point, and this is a single family. So 1.2 or 1.1. Yeah, and see, that's only a quarter acre. Built 2019. I'm done wasting my time with this guy. He clearly wasn't serious too. I'm just excuse me. I'm more so doing it for my own benefit and possibly theirs. If I come back and was like, okay, yeah, I can do that, right? And they're like, oh, you can, because for all they know, they don't even really truly know what they're asking for. I won't waste my time if they're like a million plus, but anything like 300,000 or less in this area, I know that there may be a chance that uh, there's some new construction going on in the area that may qualify that for the offer, or at least close to what they're asking. Okay, cool. At work dispositions only out here in LA. Houston's a pretty rough market. Have you closed any deals? Are you using PropStream or Property Radar? Never heard of Property Radar, but yeah, I have closed 2 deals. I like to say that I've been doing it for like a year. Closed both my deals back to back in August and September. Yeah, closed 2 deals. I'm what did I say? 2 for 6. Gotten 6 contracts, closed 2 deals. Some of those should have closed. Some of those contracts that I ended up canceling. I was just kind of new to the game and didn't, what's the word, like take control of the situation, you can say. And the reason that they fell out was simply due to my lack of experience, I would say, and um, just knowledge as well. I think I canceled one specifically unnecessarily. I could have easily held on to the contract and been able to dispo it at a later date. The reason that I say that is because for that specific one, the tenant was the one giving us problems. This was the first contract I think me and my old partner got. The tenant was like making every excuse under the sun about not letting us walk the property. She's, oh, my son just had surgery. Oh, COVID. Oh, this happened. This happened. And then we were like, it's not worth our time. We just kept spinning our wheels trying to go after this deal and not pivoting and focusing our energy back onto the lead generation side of things. So we were like, let's just cancel it, man. And then we canceled it. But in hindsight, we should have just held on to it because we knew that their lease was ending in 3 to 4 months after that. So now if that were to happen, I would hold on to it. I would hold on to the contract for months until the tenant got out or however we wanted to handle that. But I think we were just too quick to give up on that one. Hello?
Hello.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
James, how's it going? This is Derek.
Who?
This is Derek. Hey, sorry, I know this is a bit random, but I was giving you a call about a property I believe you own on Glenhurst Drive.
And what? I didn't call you about property on Glenhurst Drive. Wasn't me.
Yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick call, and I wanted to see if you'd ever consider an offer on your property there.
Oh no. That property's not for sale.
Okay. While I have you, would you happen to have any others that you might consider selling?
No, I sure don't, sir.
Okay, all right. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
Thanks for your call, though.
Absolutely. Have a good one.
Thank you.
You can hear me. I'm always trying to rush off the phone. If they're not interested, I'm trying to get on to the next one. I know I get a little rude towards the end of those phone calls, but hey, trying to get to it. Back to you, Lorenz. I don't use PropStream. I used to use PropStream. Tell you this, I won a year's subscription to PropStream off of an Instagram giveaway back when all the gurus were doing giveaways back not this past December, but the December before that. And that's really when I started to take it a little bit more seriously because I felt like, okay, I have the tool. I have PropStream here. Figured out how to quickly run comps, while I was on the phone to at least be able to throw out an offer like that. my year subscription ended pretty much right when they lost their MLS sold data, which is something that's necessary for me to have since I'm in Texas, the non-disclosure state. So I paid for a month of PropStream, and then that happened, and then I canceled my subscription, and then I got Batch Leads, which has that sold data for me and gives me the ability to run comps, which is all that I was doing with PropStream anyways, and it's what, 50, $60 cheaper than PropStream, and they're constantly update. I mean, they're constantly updating it too to kind of make it comparable to PropStream, in my opinion. Um, so now all the kind of systems and softwares that I use, I virtually drive for dollars for free on Google Maps. That's how I got my first deal. I then skip trace with batch skip tracing. I will then take the mobile numbers that it gives back to me. As I won't go any more than like the first 4 or 5 numbers, but I will take the first like 3 numbers if they're mobile and put them into my texting platform, which is REI Reply, like real estate investing reply, REI Reply. They go through Twilio. If you're not familiar with Twilio, it's just like Twilio is where you're buying the numbers and paying per text, and then you're kind of just running it through the shell of REI Reply. And then I have Batch Leads to help me comp, and I have CallTools for my dialer. So when I get my batch skip tracing results, I'll take the first couple of mobile numbers assigned or attached to the properties. I'll bring those to my texting platform, and then I'll bring all the other numbers, landlines, up to about 3 or 4 numbers. I'll take those and I'll put them in my dialer, and then text the ones that are in my texting platform. If they don't answer after the 20 days of the campaign that I run them through, where they get, texted and ringless voicemails over the course of the first 20 days, if they don't reply to that, then I'll take those mobile numbers and I'll put them into my dialers so I can then call those numbers. And that's pretty much my entire software process in terms of the acquisition side of things. I use HelloSign to get, for e-signatures. And yeah, on the disposition side of things, I pay for GMass, which is like a Google email blasting software that will prevent you from landing in people's spam folders. That's $20 a month, I think. It kind of it will email people periodically, 5 at a time, 6 at a time, so that you're not just, same thing with the texting platform that I use. It's called drip mode, or like a drip campaign, if you're familiar with that, in terms of like email marketing or any type of marketing, really, as a way to offset the possibility of being flagged as spam for the email carriers, for the mobile phone carriers. You want to do it in drip mode as opposed to just doing it all at once. Because for AT&T, it's not suspicious if somebody's sending off 3, 4, 5 texts every minute. But for somebody who sends off 100 texts every minute, it's like, okay, this person's not actually sitting behind their phone texting. They're using some software, right? So that's what GMass does. It will email, my buyers lists 3, 4, or 5 people at a time, so to prevent it being flagged as spam and put into their spam folder. That's pretty much it. That's all, everything that I use for the most part. I know you didn't really ask, but there you go. Wholesaling lots is easier. You never have to be there. Yeah, I feel that. I didn't even really think about that, Don. Yeah, I didn't think about that. All this coordination. That's really the issue. Me and Jared talk offline a lot. We are working a deal that we're partnering on, that we have under contract, and that's been the issue, is trying to coordinate with a tenant, agree on a time for us to walk the property, facilitate the cash for keys if it's necessary for her, help her move, all these things, a bunch of moving parts, that requires, like you're saying, people on site, whether it be you personally, somebody who you're contracting to go out and take pictures to help move. That's what I did for my first deal. I pretty much outsourced everything. Had somebody go out there, take pictures, hired movers to move her belongings, You know, that's pretty much it, I guess. But I was also having to like get the buyer involved, which I really didn't want to do. But I had the buyer swing by the property on his way to the title company on the day of closing to to grab the keys from the tenant. Whereas, in a typical closing situation, the seller will hand over the keys at the title company after they've signed off on the documents. But the seller, we had to get a mobile notary out to the seller. So I definitely hear you in terms of the lots. That it must be much easier because, yeah, nobody's needing to be there. There's no keys that need to be handed over. There's no, I didn't even think about it like that, to be honest. Man, I've been calling through this list. Okay, 47 properties left. Should be done with that in like 5 minutes. Guess I did have a couple conversations here. Warren says 500 grand or don't ever contact me again. I got today. These unrealistic asking prices. I know it's common, but I feel like I'm getting it a lot today. And what I'm doing with these properties as well is taking note of their name and address so that I can delete them off of my dialer system as well. Just so I don't waste my time in the future trying to call the other, numbers associated with that property. I'll only do that if I'm sure that it's the right person texting me back. So like the guy who just texted me back 1.6 million, that's all he said. I can't really even be sure that that's the right person. So I will call the other numbers. Hello?
Goodbye.
Hello? Yeah, see it happen again. I will call the other numbers that batch skip tracing provided to me, just in case that's somebody just messing around with me. Hello? Hello? But for the people.
Yeah.
Hey, Jesus.
Hi.
Hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Hey, no, this is a bit random here, Jesus, but I was calling about a property I believe you own on Pompano Lane.
No, thank you.
Okay. Okay. Hello? Hello? Oh, Man, missed this opportunity. Should have followed up more aggressively. Damn, I knew that was a good one too. Hello?
Hi, this is Greg.
Hey, Greg, how's it going? This is Derek.
Yes, sir.
Hey, no, this is a bit random here, Greg, but I wanted to call you about a property I believe you own on Angler Bend Landing.
Yep, not interested in selling. Take me off your list, please.
Okay, completely understand. Appreciate you taking the call.
All right, thanks.
Yo, that pissed me off. She was asking 175 firm. Let's see what I said. I needed it at 175 less repairs. That was back in December. 2 months of appreciation probably wouldn't have forced the ARV up too much. If it did, I maybe have been able to come somewhere close. New AC, no major remodels. And I thought, I can only do so much. She said it just needs to be next year, so anytime in January. I texted her December 23rd, the 6th of January, the 20th of January, the 3rd of February, the 17th of February, and only then did she text me back saying that she sold it. I could have called her. I should have called her in between those times. I may have called her, to be honest, but that's bothersome. So she said sold. I'm going to say. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Miss Wonderlick.
Wrong number.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to text her back asking, let's say congratulations. It's been closed and funded. Yo, using that as motivation. This gentleman asked me what my offer is. Let's say, what can you tell me about it? How old is the roof? Any major or minor repairs needed? So I asked Cheryl, who just sold her property, the one that I missed out on. I said, congratulations. So it's been closed and funded? She said, yes. I said, perfect. Did you happen to have any others you'd be interested in selling? She says, not until next year. So I'm going to go ahead and give her a call in 6 months. I'm not going to let this one slide through the cracks like the last one. All right. It's the end of that campaign right there. I'm going to come over to the manager dashboard. I'm going to remove all of these people from my dialer who texted me back that were not interested. I feel like I took down the wrong address here. I did. Remove Maria. Move Lois. Or Lewis. I think it's Lois. And remove Warren. I'm just going into CallTools and marking them not interested and toggling the ready to off or not ready so that they get removed from the campaigns. Then what I've been doing as well is coming into my texting platform, because when I import these people or these addresses into my texting platform, they may have 3 different mobile numbers attached to this one property. And what you have to do is, I'm pretty sure you have to do it, this is the way that I do it. I import 3 different properties with the same name and the same address, just with 3 different phone numbers. I tried to do it the other way where I have different numbers attached to the same property, but it didn't end up making sense, and it really messed the system up. So what I also do is I just go ahead and quickly search the name of the person who I just removed, and then, so this is perfect. I have one Maria Aguilar who texts me back saying that she's not interested. Then I have another Maria Aguilar with a different phone number. I can safely assume that that's not Maria Aguilar. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete her so I don't waste money texting her. I mention this every video as well. At scale, this stuff isn't going to matter. I think I pay 0.0075 cents. What is that? Like 3/4 of a penny every text. So at scale, it doesn't really matter. But right now, when I'm trying to make my marketing budget stretch as much as possible, I am going to do this. I'm going to go ahead and save money where I can. It only takes me a quick second. Boom. Pop back over my conversation, see if anybody's. So Gerardo asked what my offer was. I responded with, "What can you tell me about it? How old is the roof? Any major or minor repairs needed?" The roof is old. The roof is old, 4 years. I think he's 4 years old. The house sounds like he's kind of texting me back in broken English. The roof is 4 years old. The house does not need anything. The ACA changed a new one 2 years ago. Okay. I could make an offer that you, I mean, I don't know. I hate like this. He's clearly not interested. He just, I mean, maybe he's interested. I don't know. Just ask him if we can come to an agreement how quickly he was wanting to sell. This is clearly the gentleman as well, so I'm going to go ahead. I mean, I hope so. If this person was messing with me, they'd be going above and beyond. I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing that I did. Mark him not interested in my dialer. Come over to my texting platform. Go into contacts. Look him up. Only one number associated with that property there. So that's all right. Kind of keep you guys updated about what he says. Don't really anticipate him saying anything crazy, though. I'm going to come into my follow-ups for my text platform. So if you're new to the channel, I don't operate off of a central CRM. Essentially, if I'm going to generate a lead through my texting platform, that's where I'm setting myself follow-up reminders to follow up with them. And then vice versa, if I get a cold call lead that I generated through my dialer, that's where I'm setting my follow-up reminder to follow up with them. So when it comes time for me to say, okay, I'm getting ready to do my follow-ups, I have 2 different places that I go to. Not to say that I won't call the people who I initially texted, and I won't text the people who I initially cold called. It's just for the sake of keeping myself organized and reminding myself to follow up with these people. I'm just setting the task in the place of origin in which I generated the lead in the first place. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and then I'm going to be right back and start hitting some follow-ups. Jerry. I'm not gonna explain these people. I usually do that. I usually give you guys a little bit of a recap on who this person is, why they want to sell, that type of stuff. But I'm not gonna waste time doing that because more than half the time they never respond after I waste time explaining it to you guys. So if I get them on the phone and conversation furthers, you can kind of use context clues as to what this person's situation is because I'm going to be mentioning it, kind of revisiting the conversation. But
Your call has been forwarded to an automated voice messaging system.
Jerry Hawkins.
that's the guy. Just wanted to make sure. I'll let it breathe for a second. While I let it breathe, I guess I can bring you guys up to speed on this gentleman. Texted him back on the 14th of December asking if he was interested. He says, I can talk about it, but I'm not giving it away. So, of course, did you have a number in mind? He said 275. And then we got to learning about the condition. He said roof has some hail damage. Heater's about 1 year old. Plumbing's changed. Slab has been leveled. Still may need some work. So there may need to be some foundation repair there. Just installed new insulated windows, a couple new insulated windows, and remodeled the master bath. I had him tell me what he would do to finish the remodel. He says he would rewire the house, finish the hardwood floors, repair some cracked sheetrock, replace the remaining windows, remodel the kitchen, and remodel the second bathroom, replace the driveway and the garage doors. So he said all that. He knows the place needs work, right? And then he says the AC was replaced a few years ago. And the thing with him is that he would have to find a new place to live before he could sell this one, and that he would need to use the funds, the proceeds for this in order to find a new place. So in this case, it would be not only like a lease back type of situation where, I would grant him additional time to stay in the property after closing so that he can use the money to find a new place. But I would definitely want to get a realtor involved to help facilitate everything swiftly and efficiently so that he's not just sitting there and ended up not taking the necessary steps in order to find a new place to move to. And that he hadn't started looking yet when I asked. That was December 15th. And I said, all right, well, you go ahead, start looking, and then I'll run my numbers, see if I can be upwards in that area. I don't think that it would have been an issue. He's asking 275. I think my max on this one is like 250. So we're not too far off, especially if I'm like able to help him out with everything that I just mentioned. I think that he may be agreeable. So giving this call, kind of double tapping him right now, let him know that my call is important if it wants to call. It's not dialing out for some reason. Let me dial one more time. There it goes. I'll leave him a voicemail too. I haven't left him a voicemail for like a month. I'll follow up with a text as well.
Our call has has been forwarded to an automated voice message. Is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Jerry, how's it going? This is Derek. Not sure if you recall, towards the end of last year, we were going back and forth a little bit about your property over on Shadow Bend Drive. We had kind of talked a little bit about the condition of the place there, and you let me know that you were interested in possibly moving out of this place into a new place, into like a small town, and that you hadn't yet really started looking for a place. So, I kind of proposed that we revisit the conversation early next year, which is now. So that's what I'm doing now, just rounding back, seeing if you've done your research, figured out whether or not you would be interested in possibly selling this place on Shadow Bend. If you are, I'd love to get a hold of you and see if we may be able to come to an agreement. Again, my name is Derek, and this is the best number to reach me. Just in case it didn't pop up, that number is 832. I just gave him the wrong number. I need to write a new number down. And I'm going to text him. Jerry, this is Derek. We talked a bit about your place on Shadow Bend Drive back in December. Have you started to look around and see where you may want to move to? I know you mentioned you were looking at smaller towns. This gentleman texted me back saying, well, let me leave my note on this person. Dialed twice, left voicemail, texted. It's like document that. So if I call him again like next week, I don't leave him another voicemail and text him again. I want to leave voicemails and texts kind of sparingly, but I'll call him next week. You know what I mean? Which I'm gonna do. I'm gonna push this out a week. And then, yeah, this guy texted me back. Again, not really a favorable conversation. I said, okay, if we came to an agreement, how quickly would you want to sell? And he says, as soon as you give me a good number. I'm going to say, understandable. Just so I don't waste your time, what's the lowest that you might consider for a quick cash offer? And this is clearly the right person. I think I already removed him. Jerry was a no-go today. Gonna hit up Bob. See what Bob is talking about. Bob said, sure, give me a call. It's here.
Hello. Hey, Bob. I'm finding a new place to lease. But yeah, ideally, we would like to get the property delivered vacant.
Purchased property 15 or so years ago, lived there for 10, been leasing it out for 3. Before they moved out 3 years ago, they replaced the roof, windows, siding, and paint. Interior could use some updating as well. The AC units. He said he's not really interested in selling, but Derek offered him 135 to 150, and he wasn't insulted by any means. Understands that to make a profit. Tenant has been good, paid on time, in full every month. Long-term lease until May of 2022. Thinking about selling after tenants pay down some more of his mortgage. Ran some comps on it. My MAO would be much higher than the 150 that I offered. I have an MAO of like 173. I ran the comps after I made him that offer, just ballpark. And that includes a pretty sizable assignment fee as well. So I'm gonna give him another call, see if he's given it any more thought, seeing if his tenants have paid down enough of his mortgage to have him, reconsider selling. One second. Go,
I wanted
man.
to ask, you've owned it for 10 years, you've been leasing it.
Go. No, go. Leave me alone. So Jerry texts me back, no, I don't know what I'm going to do. My church is here and I hate to leave it, but at the same time, I really don't want to stay. I'll keep your number though. Damn, that hurt. Do you think, okay, that makes sense. I'm going to say, you don't think you'd be able to find something in the area that you'd like? It's funny. I call him twice, leave him a voicemail, text him, and he replies to the text. So I'm gonna give Bob a call here.
Hello.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Bob, hey, how's it going? This is Derek. Not sure if you recall, we had spoke a few months back in regards to your property over on Parkdale Drive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just wanted to reconnect. We kind of left off at the time where it sounds like you guys were planning on maybe doing a little bit more renovation to the place, also having your tenant kind of pay down some more of the mortgage before you were, considering selling it. So I just wanted to round back, seeing if that's the case at this point, if the tenant's paid down any more to make you consider.
No, I think I'm just going to hold on to it for now.
Sure, absolutely,
Yeah.
completely understand. Would you happen to have any others you might be interested in selling?
No, I don't actually. That's my only one I got.
All right, okay. Well, I appreciate you taking the call.
You bet. Thanks, Derek.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye now. So this is one where I might consider. Well, this guy I'm not following up with, and I'll tell you why. Because at one point I put in my notes on the initial conversation that he specifically said that he was not really interested in selling. So if there was any, and he probably said that in a response to my question to what his motivating factor was, like, hey, just out of curiosity, why are you consider selling this? And he probably said, well, to be honest, I'm not really interested in selling at all, but just kind of interested what you wanted, what you would offer or something like that, right? Now, if he would have told me some type of motivation here, um, then even though he just told me right now that he's not interested, I may follow up with him like 6 months from now or something like that. But the fact that he, on the initial phone call, told me that he wasn't really interested in selling in the first place, you can kind of hear it in the tone of his voice, where it's like, "Oh yeah, the property. Yeah, I'm not really interested. I'm just gonna hold on to it. This is my only property." Um, Connected with seller, mentioned that he's just going to hold on to the property for now. And I'm going to leave myself a note. Not worth following up with, as the seller mentioned he, quote, wasn't really interested in selling on the initial phone call way back when. Save the note, delete the task, tag him as not interested, move the follow-up and reply tag, save that. Gonna go ahead and double check that he is not in my dialer. Doesn't look like he is. And then I want to double check that he is not in. There's no duplicates of him in my system, so I don't text anybody unnecessarily. All right, on to the next. This is one that I was just gonna follow up. I don't know, Jared, if you're on here or not. I'm gonna text you regardless. But this is one, the woman who we made an offer to at 105. She kept mentioning that she had a buyer at 130. Um, yeah, the numbers just weren't there in livable or ready condition. No real renovations. There's a lot of like wholetailing going on in the area. If you wanted to just do a light carpet paint plus bathroom remodel, you can probably get 200 for it. In which case, I don't know, you may be able to do 130. I wonder how. Um, ARV with just light carpet paint. I don't know. Numbers maybe. She had agreed to the 105. That's why. Looks like that was even before I ran full comps on it. Everybody so 130 could actually work. But I'm gonna hit you, Jared, and I think it's worth following up with her to see if that buyer is playing any funny business, to see if they're messing around with her on price and what have you, because she was dealing with a tenant situation in which they were getting evicted by the end of February, or that's how long they had to catch up on their rent payments. gonna put her in a drip campaign though that I already have set up. It's an offers campaign, is what it's titled for me, and it is a campaign in which I have made an offer to somebody through text, but they haven't accepted it. Yeah, because the way that I'm looking at the numbers now, I feel like it could have gone higher. Oh, no, I don't think so, actually. This place. 1,200 square feet, even to get it. Yeah, I think 105 was probably our best bet there. Yeah, I'd be surprised if they could close on that 130. Well, maybe not. If they're a true cash buyer, they may be able to close at the 130. If they're a true cash buyer that has connections, is able to do a real quick, easy rehab at low cost, they could probably do the 130. I think it's going to be really tight though, and they're not going to profit much. Um, or it may just be like a landlord willing to take on some, do a little bit, because there's a lot of properties in the area that are going just a livable, rent ready condition on market, hotels, light carpet paint, and those are going for like 175 to 200. So if they wanted to just dump a little bit of money in there just to start getting a new tenant in there and collecting rent, that may be worth it. This gentleman, Jimmy, had the 6 properties. At one point, he said that he wanted 700 cash. That's what he needed to net. I had ran that by my last buyer for my second deal, and he had like called me super excited about the properties. So I was like, shit, maybe that's a deal right there. I thought that I have my max. It's hard because there's 6 different properties, right? I made him an offer in the range of 550 to 575. He wasn't having it. And then I gave him a few days, and he said that he needed to net 700. The way that I ran the comps, I had my total MAO at like 575, but that was giving me like 15,000 assignment on each property. Um, so I do think that I would need it under the 700. My buyer was like, it's 700 to me, right? So it sounds like he may be willing to go above and beyond the 700, but it would probably not very much, like, a lot higher, right? Because he wanted to be sure, like that's the price for me, right? That's not what you have it under contract for, because again, like I don't really have much room beyond that. It sounds like he's interested in the 700, but I think the way that I did the numbers initially, I would feel most comfortable at like 630. Well, no, now I know he's interested in the 700. I just need to get it below 700 essentially, and hopes that I can maybe talk my buyer up a little bit, and talk the seller down a little bit. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. Let me give this guy a call. I last spoke with him a few weeks back. Um, about a month ago, and he was like, I don't really even know if I want the 700. I don't know where that number came from. I knew I had some math behind it. I just don't really know. But I want to sit down with my CPA in a few weeks, my accountant, to be able to confirm where I need to be in terms of a cash offer and able to really forego the monthly cash flow that these properties are producing, especially leading into tax season when I'm filing my taxes. I want to find out what type of implications that holds if I were to offload, these assets here. What type of, what type of hit in terms of taxes am I expected to take as well? So he wanted to sit down with his accountant before he really um, got into the bulk of the conversation here with me. So I'm going to give him a call right now.
Hello, you've reached Jimmy Eccles. I can't come to my phone right now, but if you would, leave me a message.
I'll leave him a message.
Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Jimmy, this is Derek. Hope all is well. Not sure if you recall, me and you have been going back and forth a little bit about your properties over in the Richmond-Rosenberg area. Last we talked was about a month ago, and you had let me know that you really were wanting to sit down with your accountant before you made, a decision one way or another, which I completely understand, right? You were saying you really just need to hone in on where you need to be in terms of a cash offer and able to really forego the cash flow that it's producing you right now, and especially with tax season coming up. You wanted to sit down with the accountant and see what type of tax implications this is going to hold as well. So just wanted to round back with you, seeing if you had that conversation with your accountant, and if you were still interested in possibly offloading these properties. We're definitely still interested in making you an offer. So if it is something that you're interested in, you feel free to give me a call back at this number, 832-617. I'll talk to you soon. I'll left voicemail. Let's shoot him a text real quick as well. Hey, Jimmy. Just left you a voicemail. This is Derek. We've been going back and forth a bit about your properties over in Richmond/Rosenberg. Just wanted to see if you had an opportunity to speak with your accountant to determine where you'd need to be for a cash offer uh, on the properties. Let me know what you what you come up with. Send that off. I'm gonna follow up with him in like a week and a half. It's the last day of February is when I'm gonna follow up with him. Because he said I'm following up with him earlier than he asked me to follow up with him. He asked for like a few months. Oh no, he said he gave me permission 4 to 6 weeks, so I'm following up with him right at that 4-week mark. If anything, I'm following up with him late from when I would like to follow up with him. See if I have anybody else to call today. Doing one day. No, so that's everybody. Well, let me see what this is that I want to follow up with on my texting platform. This person. Oh God, forget Marilyn. Anybody who's a longtime viewer on this channel knows who Marilyn is. Shady. Me and her came to an agreement. It was gonna be tight. And she had called me in the morning of like a Saturday morning, super early, and because I'm 2 hours behind as well from my market. I'm out in California and they're in Texas, so 2 hours behind. So she called me and I jumped out of bed and I hopped on the phone and I tried to call her and she was like, yeah. You're the realtor, right? Or like she said something that pretty much implied that she was speaking with multiple people, right? Uh, and I was like, no, we had come to a verbal agreement. We agreed that you were gonna sell me your property at this price. And she was like, oh, could you do 5,000 more? And I was like, I mean, at one point it just doesn't make sense. And it really didn't, and I didn't want to jerk her around. I didn't want to place it under contract just to then have to renegotiate at a later date. I didn't want to have to do that. So I put my foot down and I said, you know what? I'm sorry. We really can't. I've already come up 15, 20,000. And at one point it just doesn't make sense. The numbers aren't there anymore. And she was like, okay, bye, and hung up. Lady. So I've kind of put her on a follow-up campaign where it's just texting her automatically on the offer that I've made. And she's still doing that. But at one point in time, it asks me for a manual follow-up. It will ask me for a manual follow-up, which I really don't like doing, but especially in this situation, you know what I mean? And then it dials off of these numbers, which really I think pop up as spam, if I remember correctly. Whatever, I'm gonna call her. I'm not gonna shy away from this stuff. Forget that. I'm gonna call her and be like, yo, this is Derek. Remember you ditched me a couple months back?
Hello?
Hey, Marilyn.
Hey.
Marilyn,
Hello?
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah.
This is Derek.
Hey, Derek.
Hey, how are you doing?
Okay, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking. I don't know if you recall, we had spoke a few months back in regards to your property over on Quail Park Drive.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the time, we were going back and forth a little bit, seeing if we may be a good fit to buy the place. But it sounds like you may have gone with another offer. I just wanted to round back, seeing if that ended up working out for you, or if you still ended up having that property there.
I still have it. I ain't sold it or nothing. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Are you still interested in possibly selling that one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay. I know last time we were kind of at the 140 mark. If I recall correctly, you had agreed to that, but it sounded like somebody may have offered you more after that, if I'm remembering correctly. What ended up happening with that? Did they ended up backing out or something?
No, they just waiting on me. Yeah, so they paying more money. So I said, well, okay, works for me.
Yeah, okay. And what's if you don't mind me asking, what's kind of the holdup on your end?
250.
250 is what you're looking for?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's what
okay.
they paying.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll run my numbers. I can see if there's any type of activity in the area since we last spoke. But I want to be honest with you. I don't want to waste your time. I don't think that I'd be able to go upwards of 250 at all. If that's something that they're offering, I would jump to it. If they're serious about it. But if they're not, again, just wanted to reiterate, we'd probably be in the 140 to 150 range. We are able to pay cash. and we're very serious about buying it as well. So, like I said, if they end up, jerking you around on the price or something and promising you something that they're not actually able to, you know, perform on, please do, save my number and feel free to reach out if you reconsider at a lower price.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Okay,
All right.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Bye now. You're not getting no 250 tripping. She's just being unreasonable. This woman, I'm gonna continue following up with her. I'm going to continue following up with her for sure. She wants to sell. Barely hop back in. Any other lead? No other leads. I've just been following up. One lead popped up. I don't know if you got my Instagram DM. That woman who ended up going with a higher offer with the tenants that were getting evicted at the end of this month. I think it's an appropriate time to follow up with her if you guys want to do that, just to see if that buyer is jerking her around and playing games at that 130 number. I think that I just reran the numbers kind of based on my comms, my ARV, my assessment of the area. I think somebody may be able to do 130, but that's if it's an end buyer. That's if it is the cash buyer making the offer. They have like really good connections in terms of contractors where they're going to be able to do a rehab at a really affordable price, and they're willing to take like a really small profit margin. Somebody may be able to do upwards of 130, but us as a wholesaler who's going to be JVing it, who's splitting the fee, I really don't think we should go any higher than maybe 110. Just to kind of reiterate those numbers, we had, if you recall, Jared, we had agreed verbally. Raina and her had agreed at 105, and then she ended up backing out and getting somebody at 130. So I think it's an appropriate time. It's been like a couple weeks to see if maybe at this point they've tried to go back and renegotiate the price with her or something like that. That's always my goal in trying to follow up with somebody who's already gone under contract. Maria is her name. I sent you the address on Instagram. Double check that I did. Yeah, Maria Chavez. But no, other than that, I remember. Yeah. I think, at this point, it's like, we'll know. Well, maybe not. No. Like I said, what I do is I increase the follow-up as it seems to approach the closing date for her. So I would just call her, hey, don't know if you recall, we had come to that agreement at 105. You ended up getting a higher offer, which I completely understand. I'm not going to prevent you from making more money on your property, but I just wanted to follow up and see if you've actually closed on that property. Have you gotten paid for that one yet? Oh, no, you haven't gotten paid. And does it still sound like they're going to honor that offer at 130? I know sometimes people will offer a number that they can't actually honor, and they end up trying to play games at the last minute and try to get you to agree to a lower price. Not saying that that's what these people are doing, but I know that that's pretty common nowadays. So I just wanted to see, have they tried to lower the price on you at all? No, they haven't tried to lower the price. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, when are you guys set to close? Oh, we're set to close at the 28th, the last of the month. Okay, as long as it's all right with you, do you mind me kind of following up every once in a while before the closing date? I just want to make sure that you're fully taken care of, that nobody is taking advantage of you or playing games with you in terms of the money that you're going to get at the closing table. Is that all right with you? Yeah, that's fine. All right, I'll follow up with you, every so often before that closing date. And I will actually follow up more frequently as the closing date approaches, because if they are going to play with her about the number and try to renegotiate, the likelihood of it happening, it's a higher probability that it's going to happen closer to the closing date, right? A day before closing, 2 days before closing, 3 days before closing. If they were truly, unethical people, that's when they would try to take advantage of her. Hey, we're set to close in 2 days, but unfortunately we're only able to close at this number. As long as you agree to that number, I can get you paid in 2 days. If not, you're going to have to go through this process again. That's what they're going to say. So if they're going to play games with her, it's likely to happen right before closing. So want to hit her up and check. Yeah. Hit her up, check. Just, make sure that, again, she's being taken care of. Nobody's taking advantage of her. And try to find out, one, if they have tried to play games with her in terms of the offer, and two, if they haven't, or if they have, two, just figure out when she's set to close. so that we know, when we should be following up appropriately. Prices in Spring Branch are going up every day. That's why investors like yourself are trying to buy here. Okay, he's not really making any sense. So yeah, I've just been following up. I wanted to see how frequently they get texted on this follow-up campaign, which is the offer made, not accepted. So they're gonna get a text 10 days later, 30 minutes after that, and then I call them manually 2 days after that, and then after I call them manually, I text them again 2 days after that. So like in this case, Marilyn is gonna get a text because I just called her, but it's gonna say, "Hey, I don't want to bug you, but wanted to check in to see if something was something that you were still interested in. So please give me a call." Yeah, okay. She may actually get removed from the campaign if she answers and I mark it contact made. But she's tripping. I'm not gonna pay $250 for that. What are you talking about? Let's see what this estimate is. I know the area. It's not getting $250. I mean, maybe. No, the estimate's 188. I had calculated ARV at I don't know. I calculated it elsewhere, I guess. But it's fire damage, slight fire damage. Tenant left the stove on. Oh, but she had remodeled the kitchen as a result. Tired of being a landlord. Roof's 10 years old. Yeah, I don't know what to do with this lady. I'm just going to follow up with her every so often, probably every 3 months. I didn't leave a note for myself. Connected with seller. Mentioned that she still has the property. Claims that another buyer offered $250 and that they are just waiting for her. Derek let her know he would be somewhere in the range of 140 to 150. Almost seems like she regrets saying 250 because she was like, I really want to sell this, but 140, she's all over the board. We agreed at 145, I think was what we agreed to. Follow up with her in like 3 months, see if she's sat in her sorrow for long enough. Maybe she's just tired of being a landlord, and a female landlord at that. She mentioned, she says she feels like people are always taking advantage of her. All right, so that's that in terms of follow up on my texting platform. Let me hop over to my dialer, see if I have anybody worth following up with today. Boom. May be interested in selling in the near future. Ran comps. Wants a call back after the holidays. Once I mentioned the property, he hung up. I'm gonna call him again. Let it breathe for a second. Double tap him. Text him if he doesn't answer that. While I'm letting it breathe, I just imported it into batch leads. Just kind of briefly take a look. See if my numbers are still accurate. See if I can run comps in the next 2 minutes. Sold in the last 12 months, built within 10 years, square feet plus or minus 30%, located within a half mile, plus or minus 40% on the lot is what I'll typically do. Let's just double check the lot isn't something crazy big. 8,500, so it actually, I probably should do like 30% on that. Right, what's 8,500 times 1.3? Yeah, appropriate. That gives me 28 properties. Yeesh, there's a lot. Oh, this is past the end. This is where I did my first deal. There is a lot of activity going on here. So I'm gonna go sold in the last 6 months. See what that gives me. That gives me 11 properties. Now I'm going to come down here and filter by price just to show me the most expensive ones. 281 built 4 years newer, 1,600 square feet smaller lot, but about 270 square feet bigger. Same beds, baths, about a half mile away. It's not the best comp. But if I were to use that, I would say 250 ARV. What do they have? They have estimated value of 195. That one may cross some type of major road as well. Which this one that went for 255 though, right around the block, less than 2/10 of a mile away. Same beds, baths, about 150 square feet bigger, so nothing crazy. Smaller lot, same year built. That one sold for 255 back in September. So shoot, 255. Ours could sell for, I'm thinking like 240. That one again though, this is all very rough. Like I don't know. This one does not look crazy. Oh, this is on the same street? No, it's not. No, it's not. Right around the block though. That one doesn't have a garage either, which is what I typically look for. This is literally right around the block. So that's a crazy comp. There's another one went for 219 right down the way. It's a little far though. And that's where that 281 is as well. About a half mile. Doesn't really cross any major roads or anything like that though. 4 years newer, smaller lot, same thing, just like 250 square feet bigger. Call ARV like 200 with that. I just want to look at the ones a little bit closer. So here's one, 255. Here's another one that went for 203 on Valerie. 203. Ours is 100 square feet bigger. 2,300 square foot bigger lot. 1 year newer. That one sold for 203. 10. Yeah, I think like 1020. Or sorry, 220 is ARV. I'd say like 220 conservatively. ARV. Where's that other one? That sold for 203, 255, 188. Same year built, 2,000 square foot smaller lot, 100 square feet smaller, same beds, baths, 10, same thing, probably like 205. I would say 220 is like conservative ARV here. What did I just want to double check what I ran my numbers at because I did this already. ARV was 190 when I ran it back in November. So I would say MAO on this should be something like 160 less repairs. Haven't learned anything about it really other than he's interested in selling. So I probably assume that it's going to be based on the picture, at least kind of an average. At 1,000 square feet. Hello? Yeah, I can. I know. Yeah, I guess that when you were gone, I had decided to just allow you to drop them off like you had planned, but I can. Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Don't worry about it. Yeah, when do you think? Yeah, that's perfect. All right, bye. So I'm gonna give this guy a call back. I could probably do like 130 MAO on this. I'll leave a quick note. Updated ARP. Maybe even higher, to be honest, if we were anywhere close. There's another one that has my ARV sitting at like 240, 220. I think still conservative at this point. Quick, but quick. Double tap him, see if he answers the second time. If not, I'll leave him a voicemail and text him.
You reached 832-419.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options. To send a fax, press 4 now. To leave a callback number, press 5.
Hey, Jared, how's it going? This is Derek. Hope all is well. Not sure if you recall, but we've been going back and forth a little bit about your property over on Armour Avenue. When we last connected, you had let me know that you kind of just wanted to revisit the conversation about possibly selling that place after the holiday season. We spoke late last year. So just wanted to round back with you, reconnect, seeing if selling is something that you still may be interested in. As a reminder, me and my partners here, we can pay cash and we can kind of do a smooth, convenient transaction if that's something that you're looking for. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and give me a call back here at this number. Again, my name is Derek, and my number. I'll talk to you soon. Double tap, left voicemail, texted, shoot him a text. I said, "Hey, Jared, this is how's it going? This is Derek. We spoke a few months ago about your place on Armour Avenue. I just wanted to round back to see if you still had any interest in receiving a cash offer for it. Have you given it any more thought?" I try to end all my texts, or really even when I'm on the phone with somebody, with a question to kind of redirect it back to them so that they can cough up some more information. And it prompts them to text back. If I had ended it with saying, "I just wanted to see if you were still interested in an offer," period. Like he may read that and just be like, oh, I'm not gonna get back to this guy. But the fact that I'm asking him questions, how's it going? Hey, this is who I am. Remember, have you given it any more thought? Even if he does text me back saying no, that's what I want to know. I gotta know, yes or no. So that's cool. Push that out a month. It's worth following up with. He told me at one point in time he wanted to sell, and I had even reconnected with him at one point, and he said, yeah, give me a call in a few months. You know what I mean? So he's kicking the can, but he told me that he wanted to sell. Let me see if I've pre-qualified him to some degree. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save this number too. As or I guess I can just delete the other ones. That's what I should do. Delete the other numbers as opposed to try to mess around with this number that's good. I just wanted to see if he had told me at one point. No, he really hasn't. So I mean, I just really like the area. This is somebody who it's worth it to me following up with, regardless. But probably not somebody who's gonna be like a hot smoking lead. I'm gonna call it right there. I do have a lot of people that I could follow up with. I have like 20 people. A lot of these probably aren't actual follow-up calls. Probably like 18, 19 people that I can follow up with. So I'm gonna be focusing on that tomorrow. Hey Derek, Mr. Past Two Live, just hopping in real quick. What's going on, Sophisticated One? Appreciate you hopping in here. You kind of caught me on the tail end of it, though. I'm getting ready to hop off. I appreciate everybody who joined today. Anybody that's watching this after the fact, I appreciate you as well. And if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. I got a goal of hitting 250 subscribers before the end of Q1, which is about 6 weeks from now. So appreciate you guys' support. Go ahead and do me a favor as well. Check out the links in the description. It's going to be the best way to get a hold of me, either Instagram or the Discord group. And there's a couple of other affiliate links for both batch leads and batch skip tracing if you want to support me and support the channel here. I'd appreciate that as well. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Till then, peace.